Welcome back to our channel, Zero to English, the podcast dedicated to helping you achieve fluency one practical conversation at a time. We break down real-world English so you can speak confidently in any situation. If you love practical lessons like this, please remember to subscribe, like, and hit the notification bell for more videos. In a professional setting, the biggest mistake English learners make is being too direct. In a native environment, saying, "Give me the report," sounds aggressive, even if you say please. To sound natural, you have to master the habit of hedging and using indirect questions.
This is the secret to office diplomacy. We use phrases that soften the impact of our words. Instead of, "I need help," a native speaker says, "I was wondering if you might have a spare moment to give me a hand." It's longer, yes, but it sounds infinitely more professional.
Let's look at a typical morning at the office. Alan is my manager, and I need to ask him for a deadline extension. Listen for the softeners.
Hey Perry, how's the quarterly analysis coming along? Are we still on track for Friday?
Hi, Alan. To be honest, I've hit a bit of a snag. A few of the data points from the sales team haven't come through yet. I was wondering if we might be able to push the deadline back by a couple of days.
I see. That's a bit of a tight turnaround, but I understand the situation. If you can get it to me by Tuesday morning, that should be fine. I'll touch base with the sales head to see what the holdup is.
That would be a huge help. I'll keep you in the loop as soon as that data arrives.
Let's deconstruct those phrases. Perry said she hit a bit of a snag. This is a perfect way to describe a small, unexpected problem. It sounds much more natural than saying, "I have a problem." It implies that the problem is temporary and manageable.
And Alan used the term on track. We use this constantly in project management. It means things are happening according to the schedule. If you are not on track, you are falling behind. Notice the phrasal verb come through. In an office, data or emails don't just arrive, they come through. Did that invoice come through yet? It makes your English sound fluid and active.
We also used push the deadline back. To move a date to later is to push it back. To move it earlier is to bring it forward. These are the bread and butter phrasal verbs of office life. If you don't use them, you sound like a student. If you do use them, you sound like a colleague. Meetings are where your natural English is truly tested. The challenge isn't just speaking, it's knowing how to interrupt politely and how to pivot the conversation.
We call this chiming in. To chime in means to join a conversation that is already happening. You don't want to just start talking, you need a verbal bridge.
Phrases for chiming in. If I could just jump in here. Sorry to interrupt, but I had a quick thought on that. Building on what Alan just said,
Building on someone's point is a great social habit. It shows you are listening and adds value to the discussion. Let's simulate a brainstorm.
so I think we should focus all our marketing budget on social media ads this month.
I see where you're coming from, Alan, but if I could just jump in, I think we shouldn't put all our eggs in one basket. Perhaps we could allocate some funds to the email newsletter as well.
That's a fair point. I hadn't considered the newsletter engagement rates. Let's circle back to that after we look at the budget spreadsheet.
Perfect. I'll pull up those figures now.
Notice the idiom, "put all our eggs in one basket." Even in formal meetings, native speakers use idioms to express complex ideas simply. This one means to risk everything on a single plan.
And Alan said, "I see where you're coming from." This is a vital empathy phrase. Even if you disagree with someone, you start with this to show respect. It means, "I understand your perspective."
Then we have circle back. This is a classic corporatism. It means to return to a topic later. It's a polite way to say, "Let's stop talking about this for now and talk about it later." Email English is its own language. It's a mix of formal structure and very specific office slang.
To sound natural, you need to understand the hidden meanings behind common email phrases. As per my last email, this is often used when someone is frustrated that you didn't read their previous message.
Moving forward, a fancy way of saying from now on or in the future.
Looping in name, adding someone to the email chain so they are informed.
Let's talk about action items.
An action item is a specific task that someone needs to do. The script, I'll take the lead on this. My action items are to call the vendor and follow up with finance.
Notice take the lead. This means to be the person responsible for the task. It sounds much more confident than saying, I will do this.
We also use the word bandwidth. This originally came from computer science, but in the office, it means your mental or physical capacity to do work. The script, I'd love to help with the presentation, but I don't quite have the bandwidth this week. I'm swamped with the audit.
Swamped is a great word. It means you are so busy that you feel like you are sinking in a swamp of work. It's more descriptive and native than just saying, I am very busy.
When you want to check if someone has finished a task, don't ask, did you finish? Ask, where do we stand on the report? Or, do you have an update on the project? This sounds less like a boss and more like a partner. You aren't always working at work. A huge part of being a natural is the small talk in the kitchen or by the elevator.
This is where we talk about our lives, but we keep it light and professional. We use the safe topics, the weather, the weekend, and work-related complaining.
Let's practice a casual chat.
Morning, Alan. How was your weekend? Did you get up to much?
It was pretty quiet, thanks. We just chilled out at home. How about you? Did you manage to catch that game on Saturday?
No, I ended up going to a friend's birthday party. It was a bit of a late one, so I'm feeling a little sluggish today.
I know the feeling. I'm definitely going to need a second coffee to get through the morning.
Deconstruct this. Did you get up to much? Is the standard casual way to ask, what did you do? It's much more natural than what were your activities?
And Perry used the phrase a late one. This is a common way to say you stayed out late at night.
Notice the phrasal verb ended up. We use this when plans change or when we describe a final result. I wanted to cook, but I ended up ordering pizza.
If you want to end a casual conversation and get back to work, use a transition phrase. Anyway, I'd better let you get back to it. I'll let you get on with your day. Right, I'd better make a start on those emails.
These phrases are social exit signs. They allow you to leave the conversation politely without being rude.
Feedback is where natural English is the most important. If you are too direct when giving feedback, you can hurt someone's feelings. If you are too vague, they won't improve.
We use the sandwich method: positive news, the constructive feedback, and then another positive point.
But more importantly, we use question-based feedback. Instead of, this slide is too messy, try, do you think we could simplify the layout of this slide a bit?
Using simplify instead of clean up or fix sounds much more professional. Let's look at how to receive feedback like a native.
Perry, I liked the report, but I think the conclusion needs to be a bit more punchy.
I see what you mean. I'll take another look at it and try to tighten it up. Thanks for the input.
Notice tighten it up. This is a great phrasal verb for writing or editing. It means to make something more concise and powerful.
And she thanked him for his input. We rarely say thanks for your advice in a modern office. We say thanks for your input or thanks for your perspective.
What if you disagree with the feedback? I appreciate your point, but the reason I chose this format was to highlight the growth. Do you think there's a way to keep that focus while also making it punchier?
This shows that you are receptive, open to ideas, but also confident in your work.
We have reached the end of our 8,000-word journey. How do you turn these phrases into your own natural habit?
You need to audit your language. Start listening to how your native colleagues start their sentences. Do they use I was wondering? Do they say looping in?
Pick one phrase every week. For example, this week try to use touch base in every meeting. Next week, try to use on track.
Don't try to learn all 8,000 words at once. Focus on the connectors. The phrases that bridge one idea to another are the ones that make you sound fluent.
Finally, don't be afraid of the professional pause. Native speakers often pause to find the right softener. It shows you are thinking and being careful with your words.
If you make a mistake, just rephrase. Actually, let me rephrase that. What I meant to say was,
we have total faith in your ability to sound natural. It's not about having a perfect accent.
It's about having the right social habits and the right professional vocabulary.
Keep practicing, stay curious about how people talk around you, and most importantly, stay confident.
We'll see you in the next episode.
Goodbye for now.
Farewell.